right, what's going on, Black Speakers Network family? Welcome to another BSN Speakers Magazine collaboration. We are absolutely in the building for August 2022. If you haven't met yet, my name is Brian Knowles, founder and president here at Black Speakers Network. I am joined with the one and only Sierra Black, Atlanta, Georgia, in the building as always. And she is going to be joining me with the one and only Pam Perry, founder and creator of Speakers Magazine, and super excited to join us. She is right on site today at the Faithpreneur Conference and with Dr. Stacey and Gant. And then we, of course, have the one and only our cover lady for the month, Laticia. Nicole is in the building, life coach, motivational speaker, author, and founder of Speak Life Enterprises. So good morning, everyone. Hello and welcome.
Happy Saturday, guys.
Hello, everybody.
It is a great day. Oh my God. You look beautiful, Laticia Nicole.
Thank you. So do you. Thank you so much. Y'all all look bright and very nice. Brian, you look handsome. I won't say beautiful, but everybody looks wonderful.
I was like, I feel underdressed, but hopefully, we sell some of these shirts, so keep it moving to make up for it.
I love it.
Now, I'm so excited to kind of dive into this issue. Laticia, I know you're no stranger to Speakers Magazine. This is your second time, I believe, on the cover, right?
Yes. Thank you. I got the first cover right here with me.
Yeah.
And I have to say, it was just as enjoyable to interview her the second time as it was the first time, because one thing is that she always have things going on, new things going on, constantly evolving. So we can get into this. You guys know I cannot fit everything into that article, but there's so much to talk about today that I really want her to be able to share a lot of the good things that she's doing.
Thank you.
Well, I would love to know, just what are you excited about right now? Like, we're halfway through 2022. You're on the August issue. Like, what's kind of top of mind for you right now?
Look, I can't even stop smiling.
I can't either. I can't.
My face hurt right now. I'm smiling so hard. Well, just I'm excited about literally living in the principles that I practice and being an example. And it's not just words. You can actually see the book. Everybody know I am a minister. I'm an evangelist. I love the Lord, but I'm also a businesswoman, right? A mom and a wife, but I'm a businesswoman. But when you apply the principles of God to the business, right, to every aspect of your life, it will come to fruition. And that's what this article was about to me, the fruitage of the spirit. And so you did an amazing job trying to pack everything in, but we will talk about the rest. But right now, I'm truly excited about owning and operating my own 120 bed assisted living facility in Carrboro, North Carolina.
Say that again, because that's nothing just to sweep over. Say that again, Laticia.
I'm an owner and an operator of my own assisted living facility. It's a 120 bed building. Right now we have 65 residents that I'm able to speak life into, and 25 employees, where I consider myself, and you wrote it just like I said it, I am a solution to the economy because I'm able to employ people.
Yes.
And take care of the elderly. And I've been using my books. Oh my God. Like literally, I've been using my books with my employees and my residents. I've been using all of my books, and it's just so amazing. And with my employees, I've been able to give them my planner.
Oh my God. I love that planner. Is the planner ready for 2023?
The planner is ready for 2023.
Okay. All right. Good. We got to go to LaticiaNicole.com to get it. I want to tell you a testimony, real quick testimony about your book. So the book, Healing Toxic Habits, there's a lady here at the Faithpreneur Conference, because that's what you are, you're Faithpreneur, and she was really having a hard time in a lot of different issues, and without going to a lot of, her personal thing, but I said, you need to read the first chapter of Healing Toxic Habits. She read that, she came back to me in tears, because it was just like what she needed to be delivered from. You know that first chapter, right?
Yes, I
But
do.
yeah. So yeah, it was like, and I only brought one book. I'm like, I should have brought more, like really. But I brought one book, and it was for her. So if you hadn't done that book, she would not have gotten delivered.
Praise God.
You know, Miss Evangelist.
Tell everybody else where we can get the book real quick. Let's slide that in there.
All right, from LaticiaNicole.com. LaticiaNicole.com. If you want a signed copy, LaticiaNicole.com. And of course, I'm on Amazon, but it's nothing like a signed copy from the author and make it personal.
And prayed over.
And prayed over.
Yeah, that part.
Now you were a nursing home administrator for a long time, so I know you have like this background. But like, what made you think like, wow, like I'm going to open a assisted living facility, and then maybe if you can share some insight into that, because I'm sure a lot of people are thinking about that. We have an aging population in the United States with the baby boomers and things of that nature. But like, what made you say, you know what, I'm gonna just do this?
Well, I'm going to start it. I used to be a candy striper when I was attending Oak Park High School in Oak Park, Michigan. Right. And I was a candy striper, and I was a part of Healthcare Students of America, HOSA. Okay. And I used to sing to the elderly and look into their eyes, and just, that's what I love to do. So I'm going to fast forward it to, yes, I'm a registered nurse by trade. Yes, I'm a nursing home administrator and an assisted living facility administrator, you know, with the certificates. And so for 15, 16 years, I've been working with a wonderful director of nursing by the name of Joyce Davis. She has been deceased for 3 years, but we will always dream about and talk about how we would have our own and how we were going to run it. And I was like, yes, Joyce, we're going to have our home. And when I left corporate America, when I retired from corporate America, I tried to get Joyce to retire with me. And she didn't retire with me, but God took her home 3 months later after I retired out of corporate America. And so I was actually using my gifts for other nursing facilities, just going into their facilities, Charlotte, North Carolina, Gastonia, different places, to show them their regulations, because I love the regulations. I love the elderly. And I got a phone call of another owner that was pretty much giving up their business, and they have bought their own building and everything, and asked me, did I want to own my own? And I was like, what? So they introduced me to the owner of the actual building, because he's not the owner of the business, he's the owner of the building, to see, do I want to lease it? And I'm like, what? So I did all the legwork, pretty much getting my business up. It wasn't that easy, because she'll tell you, that man did not want me to own that. But he was like, who is she? Where did she come from? She ain't never been an owner. He really did not want me to be the owner of that place. But God made a way that with nobody else jumped up for it, to say, yeah, we want to be the owner. People that have already owned and have their own, they didn't want to put another building, in their business. And I can understand that because of the pandemic. It's not easy, right? And so I'm like, hey, I'm doing this for other people. Why not do it for myself? And this has been a long time dream to have my own assisted living. So yes, now I'm an owner and operator of a 120 bed, where I'm able to give people housing and feed them and pray over them and give people jobs. And that's a blessing. And my husband is working right along the side with me. I'm not going to take away from that man of God, because he's like helping me with everything. And I just thank God for the opportunity to pretty much what I've been groomed for all of my life.
Yes. That's it.
I want to say, during our first interview last year, one of the things she and I laughed about was, what's for you, is for you. Because she talked about how she didn't want to be a speaker, how she tried to run away from it, but there was nothing she could do to run away from her gift. So when she, had the opportunity for this building, and this man did not call her back. That's the thing. He did not call her back for 6 months. Okay. For 6 months, he kept trying to give it, he just didn't take her seriously. That building was hers. So what was for her came to her. And when he did call, though, like she said, she's a businesswoman. He didn't give her any time to get her stuff together, but she got it all together because she is that business person. But that just goes to show, and that's what I wanted to share too. And I was able to share in the story that although she was prepared, she had this background and had been training, she still gives all the glory to God, because that, that's who she relies upon and knows who she's guiding and who she's working for. So yeah, that whole thing about that building was truly amazing, because he did not want her to have it. But
that's for anybody that really is, it's full circle moment. I mean, she had a desire in her heart way long time ago that she really had like a passion for that. And it took many years, maybe 40 years. What is that magic number, right? 40 years or so for it to really come to fruition. But the thing of it is you should always keep your dreams in your heart of whatever. Well, you don't know how it's going to happen. You don't even know when, but just make sure that you stay on the right road. And God doesn't waste any other experiences that you have along the way. I don't care whether you're writing books, whether you're singing, whether you're doing multi-level marketing, whether you're traveling, sales training, any of that. He does not waste it, because at one point in time, it's like, bam, okay, you're in alignment with your assignment, and here you go.
I love that.
Be in alignment with your assignment.
Be in alignment with your assignment. And
Right.
It's so important for you to have people like yourselves around you. And that is one of my principles. It's like, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're actually the dumbest person. Now, I'm going to say that. You're in the wrong room. They might not like how I say it, because I'm going to tell them that ain't smart. and you have to involve God in every aspect. And for so long, people didn't like that about it. When I started speaking, people didn't like that. I started speaking when that was not popular, right?
And the topic you were speaking on, Laticia, remember the topic you were speaking on, and you said, "Oh, you're too religious." Remember, they kept telling you, "You're too religious."
Yeah, can you keep God? If you step on our stage, can you not say God? Can you not thank God? And because I'm gonna say, I wasn't a mature Christian. I was still a little Lord. Well, don't have me on your stage. You don't want me. Like, I had all the net going and everything. But what God has showed me is that you can take me in places, and you don't have to say my name. They gonna know me just by your actions. They gonna know me just by the way you live. He said, live out loud so people can see me through you. You don't even have to say a verse. They can see your life in. And so you can see the fruit. You can see the fruit of the Spirit, not the fruits, because it doesn't have an S. It's the fruit of the Spirit. And so you got to have them all in one.
Mm-hmm. And back to what Pam was saying, nothing gets wasted. Think about all the things she's been doing leading up to this. The books, everything she has, she's using as a tool for her patients as well as for staff and everything else that she does. So yeah, I'm very excited for you.
And she's such a magnificent event planner, right? I don't know, that skill just is like, when you did the Big Hat Brunch last year and I actually came to it live, I was like, you just came into town.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, how was it so organized? I'm like, so where did the event planning skill come from?
So I have been doing events before I knew I was a speaker. I used to call them parties. Now, let's tell the truth, shame the devil. I used to call them parties, but I've always had just a heart for the community. So what my parties, they had to have a purpose. Party with purpose in pink. You know, everybody wear pink. Do you boo in blue? Everybody wear blue. And then I gave to Dress for Success, Jazz and Linen, where we're always giving back, because I have a nonprofit organization. And so Professional Divas Rock Red. You know, I was always doing stuff every other month. And they're like, how are you doing this every other month? Well, it's because it has a purpose. Like, I wasn't just partying, because I like to, turn up to, but I was just partying the party. I was partying with a purpose. And then it just seemed like what God did is, like, he sat me down for 2 years up under my pastor, Pastor Rose Thomas, and I was able to get more knowledge of the Word of God. And then I went back out, because literally I was getting all these speaking engagements, and they weren't in alignment with my assignment. Because I love the dance. That's not a secret. And in the line dance world, they used to call me Bam. I mean, I used to travel. I used to go everywhere. I used to make dances. But don't go look that up, because them dances wasn't holy. Okay. Okay, because I was part of the Bad Girl Posse. Actually, I was the president. So I had to release that. And my events turned into purposeful events. It turned into events where we were speaking life. And people, Pam, I'm about to make you laugh. People used to say when they was leaving my parties, even though they was a little tipsy, they used to be like, oh my God, I feel like I just went to church. Because while I was on that mic, I'm speaking life. I'm telling them, you are beautiful. You're blessed. You have a purpose. And I'm just, everybody just having fun, sliding down the pole, all the stuff. And then God took me out of that and then put me in. I'm like, okay, this is my purpose. And I'm finally in alignment where everything is coming together, because it was fragmented back then. Right. It just wasn't all fitting, because I was on different stages that I wasn't supposed to be on. And then people were calling me and saying, Laticia Nicole, can you come and teach them girls the line dance? Well, if I was teaching them a line dance, it consists of something that wasn't holy. They was popping, dropping, and rolling. Okay. So I was just, wait a minute, I'm over here preaching and praying. And then over here, you want me to pop, drop, and roll. Okay. So God, what is this? And he said, okay, this is what you can do. Women empowerment is also where you can teach wives. You can teach them single women. You can teach them where they can do things for their health and their wealth. Come on, y'all, I need you to hear me. And so when you teach it from a place where from a healthy place, right? Because we're not supposed to be ashamed. God gonna use everything. I'm talking to the lady that's looking at me right now and say, well, can God really use me? This is what I'm doing. Yeah, he gonna use that too, because he's gonna use you to go snatch them girls out of that area where you are now, because they can look at you and say, hey, you know where I'm coming from. People can look at me and say, oh my God, yeah, she used to dance just like me, or she used to act just like me. Yeah, her fingernails and her hair real long, just like mine. And they'll listen to me. But if I roll up into them with a suit and talking like, holy art thou be, they can me. But if I come and say, what up, though? I got you, girl. We can do this. I've been there. And they say, okay. And I'm like, oh, stop, pop, drop, and try. They're like, hey. I'm like, yeah, praise God. And I'm so serious. God can use you no matter where you are. Start writing books. Don't be fake. I wasn't coming on in here to preach or teach, but I'm just saying, don't be fake and be authentic, because people are waiting on you to get over you and just be you. That's it.
That's a word. They waiting on you to get over you. How about
Absolutely.
that? Oh, I love that. Girl, this right here. This girl. So it's so funny, because the Faithpreneur is this weekend, and that's the main thing that they're talking about, that God can really use you, right? This is part of your purpose. He was a creator. He made you creative. All the stuff she said she was doing, right? It's like the creator created that in her. That's the way she is. She does like to dance. She's on TikTok. We've even done a couple of them ourselves, but that's like part of the thing. She has she's an influencer for Christ, right? She's an influencer. She's got like 20,000 people on Instagram, right? It's like, that's what she does. And it really is, so that when they meet her, it's like she speaks life. Hashtag speak life. That's what she's doing. And her testimony is beyond, that's a whole nother show, another time. But yeah.
I would love to know. I think we have a lot of people probably in Black Speakers Network like watching you, and then watched your journey too. You did a training for us, I think last year, on like how to bring your product to market and how to we're always looking for ways to monetize your message. But you kind of epitomized that. Pam mentioned you did the event planning / party planning. You have this incredible community with Speak Life. You are author, you have a traditional or brick and mortar business now. So you have all these different lanes. So is it difficult for you to define, or how do you, what's your approach to kind of bringing that all together? Or do you see them as kind of separate businesses under your portfolio? Or because I think we have a lot of speakers who, most people aren't struggling with multi-passionate. Most of us have too many passions, and we're trying to pick one and then get it running and then do something else. So how do you make all of these different talents, skills, and actual business opportunities work within kind of your umbrella?
My God, that's going to have to be a book or a how-to, because I used to struggle with that as well. And now things are just really, it really is one. But of course, in business, you got to have an umbrella. You got to, you got to get your okay, I have an LLC, but I also have a C Corp, right? I also have a sole proprietor, right? I also have, so things have to go up under umbrella. Then I also have the nonprofit. But guess who's the same? Guess who the same? The common denominator. Laticia Nicole.
Yeah.
the brand. And I'm not, she's the same. Like, I'm not about to be fake. And Speak Life Network, that what I've been doing is pretty much preaching and teaching for 9 years. I'm on Clubhouse now, thanks to Pam, because she pushed me out there. And I'm there because I was on a call line, a 1-800 line, and I was comfortable. But you know, to keep growing, you got to get uncomfortable. And so now Speak Life is on Clubhouse, praying, preaching, and teaching. Speak Life is also now, well, also I have Speak Life Travel, right? As he mentioned, I've done really well in network marketing, Speak Life Travel. And then there's Speak Life to your, what I have? Speak Life into your child. That's I Am Beautiful, the book. Teaching little girls how to speak life into themselves. My first book, 100-Day Devotional, Speak Life 100-Day Devotion, teaching you how to speak life into your health, your wealth, your finance, and your relationships. Everything has been Speak Life. But guess who had to be spoken life into first? Me, right? And so, yeah, it is different businesses, different aspects, but I'm speaking life to different people, but I'm still speaking life. And the common denominator is myself. But what makes it awesome is that it's multiplying, where I'm teaching employees how to speak life, where I'm teaching mothers and fathers how to speak life, where I'm teaching wives how to speak life. So we all have to learn that we have the power of death and life in our tongue, and you can bring things to fruition by the things that you say. And when you find yourself, you know, having those toxic habits, and you like, okay, I can't stop myself from saying these things. Well, then we're gonna have to dig deeper and go into the subconscious and get rid of all these things that's not serving you, because it's actually leading the conscious mind. And then I have the Speak Life Transformational Institute, right? So everything is Speak Life. So I can just keep rolling and going on. I ain't got to practice because it's in me. And these are the things that I've created. Speak Life Planner. These are all the things. So hey, let's go to this magazine because it's speaking life too.
I love it. I love it.
That's the hashtag on the cover. But see,
yeah, that's how I actually
administration as well. So that's why that planner is the stuff. Like, she plans, she's an executor. She's a creative, but she's an executor. So the planner, you have to get her planner. It's beautiful. It is very beautiful. So go to LaticiaNicole.com and get it, because it will help you get your life together. I mean, and right, she does so much, and she's a mother of 2 kids who are busy as well. You know, they're playing football and all this kind of stuff. So yeah,
listen, that was a great question, and that's something, you know, Pam and I always talk about the importance of establishing your brand before you venture off. But here's the thread that Laticia has, and like she said, she is a common denominator. But even when she talked about HOSA, the thread that's in her is 1, being a servant, and 2, empowerment. So in every aspect of her business, even when I think about, you know, her teas, you know, she's empowering them towards health. When I think about her beauty line, she's still empowering women to be who they are, who they want to be, or anything like that. So to me, the thread, when I look at her brand, the thread is that she's all about empowerment in every aspect of life. And she says she's authentic. She loves beauty. Why would she not try to empower women in that aspect too? And just on a side note too, I have a couple of products I want to get done. And then a side note, it says, reach out to Laticia when it's time, right? Because you are that business person overall. But that common thread doesn't change. You know, your hardwire doesn't change. And that's about being a servant. And that's about empowerment. And that speaks through everything you do. And Brian, I think that's the key when we talk about branding. It has to be consistent.
Amen.
All right. So we are rolling into it. I know I could I have, so like you said, that could be a masterclass, and I think we should bring it as one, because this is like scratching the surface. But I'm super excited to dive into the magazine, Speakers Magazine again. For everyone watching live or the replay, speakersmagazine.com is where you can go check out the live issue. It is here for August 2022, or any past issues. And when I say past issues, there are many, 5 years worth. And so check it out. But we are looking at this beautiful cover. And then Pam, I know a lot of work and effort goes into this. And so I'm just always super excited when I get that first little JPEG that comes out, the preview, the know what's coming out, and I'm like, ready to go. So this one is right on point with that. Looks really, really good. And Laticia, like this is, I can't tell, is that the that's not the Detroit skyline, right? That's North Carolina, right?
Durham. That's Durham.
Yeah, that looks really, really good.
It's very I want to say about this, we were actually on site for this photo shoot, and this is the color that her mom picked out. Now, Laticia Nicole loves her pink and green. But this red pops on her. Her mom said, let's wear this one. Mom was at the photo shoot too in Detroit at the Sean Fair event. And I looked at this, and this we had to pick out of so many pictures, right? We had to pick the perfect picture. This one just says power. It is just amazing. It looks presidential. I told her, listen, my mother-in-law saw this. She said, she needs to be in politics. She needs to run for something. We need her. I was like, yep, that's going to be her next thing too. She'll be speaking life in the White House. You know what I'm saying?
Amen. I receive it.
I love it. I love it. So this is a picture you're going to use, okay, when you run.
Love it. And then we could dive into the inside. I know it's a full issue. And so, Pam, I'll let you kind of talk a little bit about, because you are literally here right now.
I'm literally here, right? I'm at St. John's University in Queens, New York. This is where the Faithpreneur Conference has been for the weekend, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We leave tomorrow. And when I tell you it's power-packed, it's a hybrid event, meaning that some people are on live and then some people are actually here. So there's a few people here, probably about 100 people here, but then there's hundreds and hundreds of more online. And so just watching Dr. Stacy integrate Clubhouse, the hybrid, the online channel, it's a whole technology. She's got it all on point. Then got people calling in on the phone and this and that. So yeah, this one is really good, but it really talks about combining your faith with your business, and you are a faithpreneur. And she's giving out awards and that sort of thing. Last night, Linda Clemens spoke. She's amazing. She's a very well-known speaker and author, and she just recently released her Mind Valley. I don't know if you all know Mind Valley. Her Mind Valley course on body language. She's a body language expert, internationally known. So Mind Valley Vision has, I don't know if you don't watch Mind Valley, that's one of the things where, okay, so she just released that, right? And so she was a speaker last night. So it's a small group. We got to go to dinner with her and all that kind of stuff. So it's really, really good. But Stacy brings together the people. She's a Christian, but she has sponsors like Delta Airlines and that sort of thing, because she's just being in alignment with her assignment. Those are the two things. So definitely Dr. Stacy has Laticia's book, because I like my speakers to network together, right? So maybe next year Dr. Stacy could have Laticia Nicole speak as well. So that's one of the reasons of having a physical copy as well as an online copy. You could tell people to go to a website, but once you give it to them in their hand, they have it. And so be ready for that, Miss Laticia Nicole.
Will do.
Speak it.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's really cool. And then diving into the inside, I know we have some really great speakers. By the way, if you're interested in being in Speakers Magazine, it is super easy. We'll put that link up really, really soon. But I know we're always looking out. But at the point where we're going through the issue, we're already looking into September and October. And so if you're trying to figure out how to get in Speakers Magazine, you are at the right place. So Pam, I always look forward to your editorials.
Yes. This one was like the theme of really just saying like what makes us different, and the fact that all of the people that are on the covers, the cover stories, we are with them. We love them. You see Laticia and Nicole, they're networking together. Nicole was a cover, I believe, in March, and Laticia was there at the photo shoot. And it's just not just like the magazine. Oh, okay, we're just doing a transaction, but we're really like part of their lives and part of their journey and part of their networking, pushing them out. And so that's really like the main thing is, they're winners. Talk about Dr. Stacy when she was on this particular cover. She hadn't won the Zeta Phi Beta presidentship yet. So I kind of give her a shout out of congratulations in there. And then also too, there's about on Laticia Nicole, it talks about her big hat brunch that she has that's in Durham, which is on September 10th. So there's an ad there in her speakers. So you want to talk about your speakers, because we didn't have a chance to talk about your speakers in the article.
Absolutely. So we have Erica Perry Green. She's the owner of a publishing company. Erica is just amazing. I can't wait to everybody, but she is actually local in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I have just watched her just help so many women birth their vision and put them in books. So I want to bring her out. And then there's that little ball of fire. Actually, she's texting me now, Jesus, that Kimberly Winborn. And that last name should tell you Winborn. She was born to win. And she's about financial literacy, and she's teaching everyone, and she's just an entrepreneur. She has her own business where she does hair, but she also teaches about financial literacy, and she teaches people how to get insurance and all these different things. And so I just think she's amazing. And then the other ball of fire, my God, Rhonda Cozart, feeding the community, clothing the community. She is absolutely amazing, to where churches actually go to her to go get food to feed their communities, right? And so, and I want to give her a shout out, because I actually go for my 65. I go get my fruits and vegetables once a month, whatever they have to give, and she just gives it to us to feed our community. So I think she's amazing as well, because she has different hats, and she also is a servant leader. So this is about the marketplace ministry. All those ladies that have marketplace ministry, trying to figure out where we fit, right? Because it's still ministry. And so you want to learn how to run your business, but also be a part of the market and network together. So I can't wait till the 10th. And if anything is, if you can, Pam, you got a room right upstairs.
Okay.
Come on.
I just want to point out that even though I'm not in Durham, this event got me thinking, because y'all got the menu on the website, and so they're talking about filet, shrimp, stuffed chicken breasts. This is at Ruth Chris. This is at Ruth Chris, right?
Yeah, we have the whole. When I have it at Ruth Chris, I love it there. Now I love their leaders there, and they'll give me the whole restaurant. Every time I have something there, they'll give me the whole restaurant, and they say, Laticia Nicole, what do you want? And I think the first time I had an event there, one of their waiters pretty much just started crying and was like, I want this. Thank you so much. And they was like tagging me online. I was like, my God. And so it's one of my favorite restaurants. And so if I don't have you came to the big hat brunch, but what I was doing before I even started the big conferences is that I was going to the restaurants. And so since they said you can have the whole restaurant, we're closed. And then we'll open up at 5, so you can have it all morning. It's yours.
Such favor. This girl walks in. Such favor. Oh my God. I think the big hat brunch, people have to realize is, one, we wear many different hats, right? Like physically, like I wear the hat for this, hat for that. But no, at this actual event is actually a hat. I mean, she wears a hat. Everybody has these big hats.
Whoa.
And her hat was so big, it was like down to the floor. I'm like, oh my God, she got the biggest hat.
I just feel like, I mean, this is the event is like $95, and so that's like the cost of a
appetizer,
like a regular meal there. So you're almost kind of getting like a free event with like great food and all this like fellowship and stuff. So I think that's really cool.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's very creative, very creative. I love that. So so those were where the pictures came from. There's some behind the scene pictures of her getting her shots and that sort of thing, and it was fun, watching her doing her. She has a little actress in her too. So if you've ever seen some of her Instagram or TikToks, I mean, you're just in for a treat. She got all kind of talents and that kind of thing. Then we have Sharice Nance. She is a global speaker, author, and entrepreneur. I want to say she's a BSM member, Brian.
Yeah.
I want to say yes. So she's one. She has a SWAG Awards, which stands for Social Worker Appreciation of Greatness Awards, and she does that kind of thing as well. But she's a speaker, and just really, we waited for her to get in here. I think she wanted to get in for a while. She took some new pictures, and these are beautiful. She had another picture that was just as beautiful, but she says, "No, I've got new ones." I was like, "Oh, these are even better." So people are upgrading, and they're showing off their new pictures. But this one is a really, really read her bio and that kind of thing. You'll understand about her. Then we have Nicole Roberts-Jones on page 6. And Nicole talks about your purpose was meant to profit. Laticia and Nicole Roberts-Jones, we got all these people with all these different names. They get together and they talk about there's alignment in your assignment. And so they're really, unabashedly God's girls, and they're really talking about business as well. So between the both of them, follow both of them. They were both cover girls this year. So, and they're both AKAs. They're both soars as well, but they really talk a lot about how
is
to follow
that the secret? Oh, sorry, Pam, go ahead.
No, how to follow the principles of God in order to profit. It's easy when you do that. You don't have to struggle. You just have to be obedient. That's really it. Just learn to hear from God, and it'll be okay. Yes.
One of the things I realized, I know you coached a lot of people with Ready, Set, Go, Pam. I don't think you ever going to have a problem getting bad pictures from AKAs. It seems like they always come correct with their stuff. You ain't never going to catch them slipping. They don't need no coaching.
They do. They really do. I have a lot of friends that are that as well. That is so true. The other one is another article that, we always say the Speakers Magazine feeds and features speakers. So the other article here talks about how to create social media graphics to help you shine online. And so that's a really article there by Chris Wood. And then there's a cover story in the center. I'll let Sierra kind of go over that as well.
Yes, the writer extraordinaire.
First of all, again, the graphic design, the layout, it just looks great. Everything's just so fitting. But we covered a lot of this already. But what I would like Nicole to talk a little bit more about is, during our conversation, how we came up with Fruitage of the Spirit, is she talked about how she was thankful to be able to speak life into people. But now she's given them even more by impacting the economy, by giving them jobs, and, talk a little bit more about that feeling that was really overwhelming for you, because that's just the whole essence of this particular article, is that, to be able to do more and to see that happening from that obedience that Pam mentioned.
Hey, man, look, that's a preacher over there. Well, as we stated, James 2:17, faith without works is dead. And when you apply the fruit of the Spirit, and those of y'all that don't know what the fruitage, I love that she put that, but the fruit of the Spirit, you can go to Galatians 5:22-23. And you'll see that it's no S on it. And I believe that when I was able, through my life, I've been able to love. I've been able to keep my joy, right? Because everybody don't like it when you shine in your purpose. Come on, y'all, let's tell the truth. Peace and patience and kindness and goodness and gentleness. Okay, let's talk about it. And self-control. So all these things I've been able to actually bring together, because it's the fruit of the Spirit, into my business, into my nonprofit, into my home, right? Because if you read any of my books, you'll see at one time I was separated, and we were separated, and I was going through all hell. And I was able to speak life to Laticia, and then bring it and start speaking life to my husband and my children. And now we got 2 children in college as of this week. Amen. One in Miami and one in Winston-Salem State. Sure, my alma mater. Okay, so when you learn to bring the fruitage of the Spirit together, right, everything together, you can apply it, And that's another principle. You don't just want to be a hearer of the word that I'm speaking. You want to be a doer, James 1:22. You want to make sure that you are what you say you are, and not just you say it, but you live in it. So that means you kind to the people that I know it's hard. That's why I got my Pam, because Pam don't like that. That's why you real kind, and people like, why did they just walking over her? Pam said, wait a minute. Hold on, she don't play that. And then, right? And but she does it in a way where it's not nasty, right? And you're seeing that, yeah, I love people, I love them, but no, I know what's right from wrong, right? And so, but when you love people, when you got joy, unspeakable joy, a peace that surpasses all understanding, love that's patient, that's kind, that doesn't envy or boast in this place, people can see that in all that you do. So this is where the fruitage of the spirit came, because for so long I had been talked about. I had been treated bad. I had been rejected, right? But it didn't change who I am as a person. It didn't make me nasty. It made me say, you know what? I'm being persecuted for your name's sake, God, but my business is still running. They're not signing none of my checks. Oh, okay. But I'm just going to say that, right? It's all coming together. I just want to make y'all smile, but it is. It's all coming together. Every book is speaking life. Every business is speaking life. Nonprofit is speaking life. My marriage is speaking life. Those kids, my boys, they're leaders in football. They're speaking life. My son, every time he plays football, he the captain. That's speaking life. So when you live what you're speaking, your kids will call you blessed.
That's it. That's the ultimate right there. Proverbs 31. They rise up and call you blessed. That is so. I love the book, Healing Toxic Habits. That is one of those books that when Yolanda Spearman is in there, Dr. Portia did the foreword. There's just, it's nuggets in there, but when I tell you that book was really in action, helping someone. I only brought one book with me, right?
I'm gonna send you some more.
She'll be reaching out to you as well, because now she feels like she has a book. So I said, well, she's probably doing another volume soon. So she'll be reaching out to you to tell you how that first chapter helped her get delivered from something. So
thank you.
So yeah, so the actual page after this is a Brooke Daniels, and Brooke is actually a DEI, but she's also a VC in the tech. So there's a lot of venture capitalists that are really funding a lot of startups in the tech space, and Brooke is one of the few Black women that is a VC in this space as well.
Very few.
Yeah, very few, exactly. She works with Salesforce. I don't know if you know about that company, but she's a director there. And she's speaking, and she's really just sharing her story. She's so about really helping people that a lot of people don't know her, but she is really speaking, I think, in Atlanta next week at a VC conference as well, Black Women in Tech. But she's really coming out. So I'm really proud of her. She's stepping out there. It's sometimes hard. Speakers who really have, I think, that have the best message, this is just me personally, are the ones that really didn't want to speak. So Brian, I remember you said like, oh my God, I didn't really want to speak. And he's a good speaker. People who don't want to speak, it's like when you're pushed, when it's something outside bigger than you, then that's when you really have a good message. And she has a good message to share. She really was like, oh my God, now I got to speak. I was like, yeah, you know it. You got to just speak it. So yeah, that's one of the things.
And Pam, I'd love to connect with her. We're actually, I'm personally starting a new series called Executive Insights. And so I'm going to be talking to, breaking news. But I'm going to be talking to the intersection folks who are serving executive leadership or have their own business, but that intersection between business, technology, and diversity. That's the whole.
That's right up our alley. That is right all in that. Yeah. So I will definitely make sure that you and Brooke connect. I'll send you an email, both of you all today. She's actually, I think, in Martha's Vineyard this weekend. So she travels a lot too as well. So it's like, okay, you're going from Martha's Vineyard to Atlanta too? I'm like, oh my God. She loves doing that. Now, one of the things that our clubhouse for the Speakers PR and Branding Room, we've been really focusing on health. And Laticia, Nicole, you would love this. We've just been talking about health, really how to, you should come in there and talk about your tea, but really how to really protect your greatest asset. If you have diabetes, or if you have high blood pressure, or if you're obese, I mean, you can't be the optimal speaker if your health isn't correct. And everyone has saw like transformation in Lisa Nichols, where she's lost about probably 50, 60 pounds over the years, and her career has soared. So I'm really not saying that everybody has to like lose weight in order to be a great speaker, but when your health is connected to your wealth, you'll understand that. And I think the more knowledge we have about health is really the main thing that will really help people align up with that. Because people are traveling, jumping off planes now and that sort of thing. They're not taking care of themselves. We want to make sure that we're doing that. So yeah, that article right there is by Dr. Samantha Pillay.
Health as well.
Health as well. It is. It was actually someone here at the Faithpreneur Conference. They got off the stage. Hopefully Stephen is okay, and he passed out. Now, I don't know whether it was a diabetic attack or what, but we had to have EMT, come and revive him and all that kind of thing, and he's speaking, and then he just passes out. So we got to take care of the temple, guys. We really do. And so every Tuesday and Thursday, 9:00, we have health experts that come on, and we're talking about health, about nutrition, not about diets, about nutrition, about wellness, about fitness, those kind of things. Not no fad diets, not the banana and grapefruit diet and all that kind of stuff. So that you can be crazy. I can try them all. They don't. You gotta have a lifestyle.
Did you say the boiled egg diet? Did you say the boiled egg diet?
Banana and grapefruit.
Banana and grapefruit
diet. That was back in the day. Oh my God. And all kind of pills, whatever. It's just crazy. So just really take care of the temple. Yes.
Yeah. They were saying, I was reading yesterday, they were saying that I'm back doing like gym 5 to 6 days a week. And but really my main like focus has been like walking. And so like getting like 10K steps in. But they were saying that the most dangerous thing that you have in your house is your chair. Because like sitting is actually killing us. Like,
it is.
For people to sit for like, if you're sitting for more than an hour at a time, like it's worse than like smoking. It's worse than like, yeah.
It is worse than smoking. It is. Sitting at the computer all day, you might as well smoke like a pack of cigarettes a day. It's just as hazardous. And that is really, really killing us. So we've got to make sure that we're taking care of our health. And especially in the African American community, we tend to have Laticia, Nicole, disparities are just more higher with us. I mean,
it is.
Just it's heartbreaking because some of these things can be reversed by just having the right
diets. And that's something part of the surgery, and I don't mind letting you guys know, because I had been hurting for 2 years, even before COVID came, right? I had been hurting and I wasn't paying attention. Nurses, we are so horrible sometimes. We're the worst patients. So I would hurt like once a month, stop in my tracks, breathe through it, I'm good. And it would happen once a month, what's that? I'm good. And finally, I started hurting. And what's is good, I praise God for the tea, because it did cleanse. It cleansed. They said it would have been worse. I could have died, actually. My gallbladder was going to burst. I had stones. And I started hurting and it didn't stop. Okay. Actually, I'll go back. That Sunday I sang a praise team leader. I was singing and I was just sweating. I said, is that the Holy Spirit? I didn't know what that was. I was sweating like a heathen. And and then that Monday I started hurting so bad. I was in the center. I'm like, what is that? Call my doctor. She said, go to the emergency room now. And they said, no, you have to go through emergency surgery. These are stones. And because literally I had changed my diet, they were reversing. So my gallbladder was actually cleansing itself, but I had already developed stones through all these years. And the bowel was backing up and it could have burst and I could have died for sepsis. So we have to change our fatty foods, because I know, Black people, we like to eat a lot of fried foods, fried chicken, fried fish, French fries. We fry everything. We'll fry some popcorn. We fry Snickers. So we really have to watch out what we're eating. now. And like, it's not a diet. It's not a fad. You need to pretty much portion your food and watch what you're eating and making sure that you're not putting the wrong lipids or the wrong cholesterol in your body. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to turn this over. Get your HDL and your LDL. Those are your cholesterols. Make sure you get that checked. Okay. And another thing I want you to check is your D dimer, which is blood clotting, PTT blood. I know I'm saying it fast. Go ahead and get the replay. But this is something that's very important for us to get checked as Black people. Emma, back to you.
Wow.
Wait, say that again. You said D. Say that again, Laticia.
HDL.
And the other one.
And then LDL. You want to make sure.
The D
dimer. D dimer. You want to make sure the D dimer. That's they found clots in my lungs through my D dimer was elevated, right? They checked it from years ago and it's like it wasn't elevated, but through the pandemic, it became elevated, right? And so, and they're micro, they were micro that I wouldn't have never, I stopped from, I'm like, okay, what was that? So we also Pam, we'll talk about it because I mean, literally being that I make sure that our elderly is getting the vaccine. So everybody got different, opinions about it, but they can cause clots. It can cause different things that you need to just be abreast and know what these things can do to you and what you need to check monthly.
See, this is why everybody needs to tune in monthly because we have a nurse on today giving us all types of information.
And every Tuesday and Thursday now, our clubhouse is really talking about health. It really is. It's been serious. And I don't know, because like you said, because we have come out of, being the pandemic and made everybody more conscious about it, about, building their immune system and all of that. But we just need to start doing it. So join us if you can, in that as well. We're not selling anything. We're not selling no multi-level diets or but we just want people to stay healthy. So that's why every single month we'll have something about health in Speakers Magazine as well, because it's so connected to that. And it's just funny that someone here actually fell out because they were ill and had to go to the hospital here at this conference, and they were a speaker, right? So it's like, this is what I know God is really just trying to tell me, that we need to tell the speakers now as well. So yeah, so we could do all these other things about marketing, PR and branding, but if we don't have our health right, it don't matter, right? The next page on page 12 and 13 are some authors, right? So, speakers are authors, authors are speakers, they go hand in hand. So Tam Luck, she wrote a series of books, Women Who Boss Up, and that's there, and she's a speaker, a podcaster, and all of that. And then the other one, Christian Cook, she's also an author and a speaker. And one of the things, just a little side note, one of the things when I first started my agency 22 years ago, I really just worked with authors, and it evolved into speakers because authors have to speak in order to sell their books. So this book comes out in September, the one by Christian Cook. It's a novel called Growing in the Gray. And then Tam Luck just released her book, I think it was last week as well. But she has other books as well, but they're really geared towards women and women who boss up. It's a whole movement that she does. And then the next page after that is another book. Keep going. Yep, there we go. Is Unstoppable. So we have another book here by Unstoppable woman, Rochelle Marie. She is doing a tour starting in DC, I think, next month as well. So Rochelle has a book as well that talks about being unstoppable, being fierce, fearless, and uneffable. I'm going to say the word, in life and in business. That's her subtitle. So being uneffable, if you kind of get what that is. So that's that there as well. And then Speakers Magazine, stepping into the spotlight. You want to get featured. Obviously, it's the magazine. It's an online. It's a physical one. And it's in the podcast. It's on TV. It's in 14, 15 different podcast areas. So if you want to get featured, one of the reasons why I created is to give people an opportunity to step into the spotlight, to be seen and to be heard. And then the last one is another event that will be coming up. Last page, 16, is Positively Powerful Women. And so one of the things I love about this magazine is that It really features people who have a message, people who are in alignment with the assignment. The lady on the back cover is actually my mentor from years ago. She was the first Black woman to own an advertising agency in the country, multicultural advertising agency in the country. So she's having an event. Linda Clemens is a keynote as well. So that's in Arizona. She's not in New York anymore, but she's in Arizona. So that right there is like a preview of what's coming up in September.
Pam, are you an award winner or a speaker or both at this?
You know what? She's awards keynote. I'm just actually speaking on what I always speak on, PR and branding. That's what I'm speaking on.
You're probably getting an award. She just ain't said nothing. But yeah,
you know what, Dr. Joe, I love her. She is very positive and so humble and if she did, I would just be like crying because when I was in college, I looked up to her and I was like, one day I want to own my own agency. And then now it comes around and I'm working with her on this particular project. This is her 13th annual one too, by the way. So
you said she was the first African American woman to own
an ad
agency. Wow, yes. I'm gonna look her up. Yes. That's incredible.
Yes. So she has been around for a long time and still look good. I just love Dr. Joel. I was like, look at you. Oh my God. Yeah. So I have
this gonna be in Tempe, Arizona. That's a good time to be in Tempe at the end of October. That's awesome.
Yes, it is. It's always good. And I've always had mentors that were at least 10 to 12 years older than me. I just love to just glean from their wisdom. So if you don't have a mentor in the speaking business that's 10 to 12 years older than you, you can have them 5 years older than you or whatever, but 10 to 12 years older, they will really show you so much. And just sitting down, if you can, in any capacity, to serve them, to glean from them. I always say some things are taught and then some things are caught. So you want to just hang around people and you can catch some things. They may not necessarily teach you, but you can catch certain things. And so I always say that's really, really important to always have some kind of mentor to really help guide you. And really just watch them, just watch them and then serve them. It's really important. Mm-hmm. And George Frazier's like that to me. I mean, it's like whatever George says, it's like, okay, Uncle George, what you want me to do? Okay. That's so yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's real. Well, there you all have it. Speakers Magazine is out August 2022, another incredible edition. So congratulations again, Pam and Mark and Pepper, everybody on the great issue over there. Speakersmagazine.com/online issue is where you can go.
So nice. This is one of my favorite covers. It is. I love this cover. I just see it as a poster and you running for something. That's what I see.
Speak life, Pam. Speak life.
I don't know. Congresswoman, senator, something, Yes.
And can we pull up the card for
president of the AKAs? I don't know.
If you're interested in being in Speakers Magazine, speakersmagazine.com/get featured. Find all the information right there on a page of what is required, and then you could actually get entered. We're currently looking for September issue, and so make sure that you go there and check out all.
Actually, it's November. September was gone.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's good. I like a sense of urgency. So,
and then October's a takeover issue. You started that, Brian.
Oh, well, we were talking about that before you jumped on. I didn't know if it was a consistent thing, but regardless, I think that's great. So.
People are like, I want to be like Brian. I want to take over issue.
I don't know. People want to be like me. I want to be like Laticia. Like, I think, it's just a cycle of positivity going.
Yes.
But I just want to say congratulations again. Laticia, I know we're a little over, but do you have any final words, anything you want to leave folks with before we close out?
Oh, I have a favorite quote, and I know it's crazy. It just happens to be mine. But love with the love of the Lord and forgive like you want to be forgiven. Anything in business, keep God first. And make sure, and I love that what Pam just said about a mentor. And I learned from C.C. Richards. He's an evangelist and author. He said, a mentor is just a man that's taking you on a tour, or a woman that's been there already. Men that's taking you on a tour, mentor. And so I thank God for my mentors, and I thank God for my PR angel and all of you that make what I do relevant, being a servant leader and a speaker. What Pam says, she pushes us out there, because I don't like it, but guess what? Who said we had to like it? This is what we were born for. Stay in alignment with your assignment. My name is Laticia Nicole, and I speak life.
I love it. Alignment with my assignment.
Look, I'm definitely not saying anything after that. So y'all enjoy. Have an incredible rest of the week and the rest of the month in August. Pam, be safe up there at the Faithpreneur Conference. And as always, keep speaking up. Your audience awaits, and we will see y'all on stage. Have a great rest of the day.
Bye.